And I request that our government supports our child care centers and stop this heinous crime and this hate that's happening around our state. Thank you.
My St. Louis Park residents, and to really anybody who lives in the Twin Cities area, as we're getting reports that ICE is coming, that they're being deployed, know this, that St. Louis Park Police Department does not enforce immigration laws. They have not. It has been a long-standing policy for us.
The US are really trying to ban Somali immigration for 25 years. The American politician called Brandon Gill has introduced a bill called the Somali Immigration Moratorium Act. The bill would pause immigration from Somalia for 25 years by amending US immigration law. This bill would basically block most new visas, green cards, refugee and asylum protections, and work permits for Somali nationals for 25 years. This wouldn't affect people who are already in the US before the enactment, as well as current green card holders, official visas, and diplomats. Brandon Gill is framing this as protecting national security, taxpayers, and social cohesion. He claims that issues like welfare dependency and fraud in the Somali community justify this ban. And again, this is just a legislation and is yet not passed as law. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts.
We're also going to revoke the citizenship of any naturalized immigrant from Somalia or anywhere else who is convicted of defrauding our citizens. We're going to get them the hell out of here fast. And if you come to America to rob Americans, we're throwing you in jail and we're sending you back to the place from where you came. We're throwing you right in jail.
So they are not talking about banning them completely. Yes, Somalis. Okay, and this is like 25 years ban from immigration. And a lot of them are not happy about it because it looks like when they are taking away your food from your mouth. I don't know if you can imagine that. Like something that gives you food and all of a sudden they decide to take it away from you. That's exactly how a lot of them are feeling right now. They are feeling sad about it. Yeah, no doubt that they are feeling so bad about it. Well, I'm going to let the rest of the videos roll. Then we'll come back with more commentary. But I'd love to hear what your own take are in the comments. What do you think about this Somali ban and a lot of them going back home? Okay, is it a good thing, or you feel like, oh, they should just give them a second chance? Well, share your take in the comment. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Let's go watch.
Welcome to Galmudug, the state of Somalia.
This guy seems to believe that the Somalian government claimed some land in Minnesota and it's theirs to govern now. This meeting's in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Safari restaurant, which is associated with the Feeding Our Future scam.
The restaurant claimed to serve more than 3.9 million meals to children in a 19-month span, even using Congresswoman Ilhan Omar in a promotional video in an alleged attempt to show legitimacy.
Farhiya Khalif Mahmoud. Farhiya is my leader. We'll lead this country together. When I say now she became state representative Galmudug.
I want you to understand what this guy's saying. He's saying that Farhiya Khalif is his leader. He is a member of the Galmudug state, not a U.S. citizen. He's a Galmudug state citizen in Minneapolis. Farhiya Khalif is his government leader. This is the definition of an insurrection. She was appointed as the governor of the Galmudug state of North America, and this is the celebration that they had, and everybody was like, yeah, Somalia.
Welcome to Galmudug, the state of Somalia. We're all together on this one. We've been living here for long. We're going to lead this country together. When I say together, means me and you and us, inshallah. So, Farhiya Khalif Mahmoud is one of the leaders in this state, all the way Virginia Beach, individually, solo, and now she became state representative Galmudug for USA. She is my leader. When I say that, I know who she is. I know where she started from. I know where she's going with this.
Core part of American sovereignty is the ability to determine who's able to enter our country. And the sole purpose of our immigration system is to benefit American citizens. That's why today I introduced a bill that would implement a Somalia immigration moratorium. Mr. Speaker, we've seen the multi-billion-dollar Somalia fraud scandal just in the past week, and Americans are furious. And the reality is that Somalian immigration makes America less prosperous, less safe, and less culturally cohesive.
He is importing vast numbers of people from an impoverished nation, putting the majority of them on public welfare for years and decades at a time, and then turning a blind eye while they steal billions of dollars from the taxpayers. Is that helping America? or hurting America? Each of you has a chance to answer that.
It is not unusual for immigrant populations to have a high degree of assistance early after their arrival.
They finally tell the truth about something. The Democratic professor said that it's not unusual for immigrants to have a high level of assistance when they first come in here, a high level of dependency on the U.S. government when they first arrive. So tell me, with all this assistance that they're receiving from taxpayers, how did they build the country again? Okay.
But we are already seeing statistics that the net benefit economically of Somali presence in the United States far outweighs the cost.
So your testimony is this massive welfare usage is helping America, and the fraud is helping America?
Not the fraud. We need to go after the fraud, which makes all inexplicable the Trump administration's decision to take actions that has decimated the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota. I can't understand it. Can you understand it?
So simple question. Is this helping America or hurting America?
The Somali presence in the United States is helping America. That graph
for the Minnesota taxpayers who had $9 billion stolen from them, sir, the Minnesota taxpayers who had $9 billion stolen from them, it has not helped them, and the American taxpayers who are supporting a dependent population who are here for one reason, and that is to vote Democrat and give money to elect Democrats. And if it robs the American taxpayers and endangers our security, for our Democrat colleagues, that is a perfectly acceptable trade.
Now that we debunked the immigrant narrative built in the United States, let's focus on the Somali population in Minnesota. According to Center for Immigration Studies, which studied them for 10 years, they said that long-term dependency, when it comes to long-term dependency, despite 10 years of residency, welfare dependency remains high, with rates for this group remaining close to the 81% overall rate found in a study, in contrast to 21% of native-born households in Minneapolis. Now, to be fair, they do pay taxes. Somalians pay taxes, $67 million annually in state and local taxes. Now, how much do they take in government assistance? Well, food stamps, an estimate of $135 million. Medicaid take estimate between $300 million to $500 million in Medicaid. And other programs like cash assistance and housing, $50 million to $100 million. And it varies from program to program. Now, based on those numbers, do you think they add?
So many supporters of the whole ban actually say it's for national security, because they feel like these people have been committing a lot of things with the whole daycare fraud that has gone around. Like, people have talked about the daycare fraud within the Somali community, how they give them money to invest in daycare, and at the end of the day, they end up investing it in something else. So a lot of people have really talked about it. Then you have, supporters of the current administration who say they got to go, okay, that, you cannot be in another man's country and you decide how you want to live there and how they also should live in their own country. Okay, these people do not like to assimilate, and people are really complaining so much about it. So many people are like, you cannot be, expecting, unity and togetherness now, when there was so much time for you to do all of that, but many of you refuse to, right? So many of them do not like assimilation, and we have seen it in the way they speak, in the way they act, in the way they do things. When other people come out to protest, you hardly see them. I saw a video of a particular creator who was talking about the whole the thing that happened to Renee Good and how a lot of community came out to protest. Renee Good actually came out to protest for what is happening in Minnesota. Her eyes rounded up a lot of Somalis because they were the ones who were at the forefront of, or the receiving end of all of this, right? So at the end of the day, she got, taken. And now, a lot of people came out, palm-colored. They all came out on the street and started protesting. But many of them didn't see, so many Somalis also act the way they're acting, because this woman literally came out to protest for you guys, because nothing was affecting her community at the time, right? You cannot, want to deport a U.S. citizen, right? So where are you deporting her to? She's from that country, born, raised, and, and she came out to support her community according to her. No, now a lot of people are not like, how can we support people and yet they are not giving it in return? Now, if you take a look at, statistics and the things that happened during the whole protests for Latinos when they were all getting deported and all that. You also see that you hardly see any of them in that protest. And so many people talked about it and like, how can we be coming out to protest for you guys at this point? And yet, a lot of them are still not happy with black folks because black people have decided to not protest for anybody. If you guys say, if they say they're going to ban you guys for 25 years, then that is what it is, because definitely that is not your country. Because you see a lot of them make videos and say, oh, we love Somali, Somali is this, Somali is that. But at the end of the day, they're telling you to go back to your country and you're refusing to go back. Go back to a country where you come from, where, you keep praising. You have never said a good word about the country where you live in, but you love where you're coming from. Now it's time for you to go back, and a lot of you have issues about it. And the Americans are like, it's time to go. Why don't you go back home? Why do you want to stay in that country where you call different kinds of name and trying to impose your own culture and tradition on? So these are some of the issues why it's as if nobody's reacting the way that they all expected, especially the minority, group are not really, reacting the way these people actually expected. Right? Anyway, guys, let me end it here. Let me know what you all think in the comments. Let's have that conversation. Please do well to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. I look forward to seeing you all on my next. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye, guys.